What happens when an empath stands up to a narcissist? Have you ever wondered what happens when a kind and understanding person finally reaches their limit with a narcissist? Empaths are often seen as healers and peacemakers, but even they have boundaries. When these boundaries are crossed, the results can be unexpected and life-changing. Narcissists, who are used to controlling and manipulating others, rarely anticipate the strength of an empath's anger. When an empath reaches their breaking point, it shifts the entire power dynamic, leaving the narcissist confused and desperate to regain control. What makes this confrontation so intense? How does it shatter the narcissist's carefully constructed world? Stay with me as we explore why an angry empath is one of the biggest challenges a narcissist will ever face. But before we dive in, please take a moment to subscribe, like this video, and share it with anyone who might benefit from this discussion. Also, feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear them. The calm before the storm. Empaths have an extraordinary ability to understand and forgive. They naturally look deeper, trying to see the pain and insecurities behind a narcissist's behavior. Because of this, they often endure manipulation, emotional abuse, and deceit, believing that with love and patience, change is possible. However, this deep compassion can also make them vulnerable. Narcissists are experts at identifying people they can control, and they see empaths as easy targets. To the narcissist, an empath is not an equal partner, but a reliable source of attention, validation, and emotional support. For a while, the empath may tolerate mistreatment, believing that their kindness will inspire the narcissist to become a better person. They overlook hurtful words, excuse broken promises, and minimize their own needs to maintain peace. But what narcissists fail to realize is that empaths have limits. Their patience may be vast, but it is not infinite, and once they've had enough, everything changes. The breaking point. When an empath reaches their breaking point, their anger is not explosive or irrational like a narcissist's. Instead, it builds slowly over time, fueled by repeated betrayals, gaslighting, and emotional exhaustion. Unlike a narcissist, whose rage is driven by a need to maintain control, an empath's anger is purposeful. It signals a refusal to accept further mistreatment. This transformation is often quiet but powerful. The empath stops reacting to the narcissist's manipulation, detaches emotionally, and begins reclaiming their independence. They recognize the toxic patterns and refuse to engage in the narcissist's mind games. For the narcissist, this shift is terrifying. How the narcissist reacts. The narcissist is unprepared for the empath's newfound strength. They have always believed the empath would remain submissive, endlessly forgiving and accommodating. When the empath stops playing along, the narcissist is left feeling exposed and powerless. At first, they may react with shock and disbelief. They cannot understand why their usual tactics no longer work. But as reality sets in, their response shifts into desperation. Narcissists typically react in one of two ways. 1. Aggression and manipulation. Some narcissists lash out in anger, using threats, guilt-tripping, or smear campaigns to regain control. They may accuse the empath of being ungrateful or cruel, twisting the narrative to paint themselves as the victim. 2. Victimhood and self-pity. Others take a more subtle approach, acting helpless and pitiful to elicit sympathy. They may say things like, "I don't know what I'd do without you," hoping to guilt the empath into staying. Regardless of their method, the goal is the same: to pull the empath back into the toxic cycle. But this time, the empath doesn't fall for it. The strength of an angry empath. What makes an empath's anger so powerful is its clarity and purpose. It is not vengeful or cruel. It is a firm, unwavering boundary. Unlike a narcissist who thrives on chaos and manipulation, an empath's strength lies in their ability to remain calm and decisive. They establish clear limits, refuse to tolerate disrespect, and prioritize their own emotional well-being. This type of anger is something a narcissist cannot handle because it exposes their inability to control the situation. The moment an empath finally walks away or sets firm boundaries, the narcissist is forced to confront something they have always avoided: the reality of their own emptiness. The consequences for the narcissist and the empath. For the empath, this moment is transformational. They reclaim their power, break free from manipulation, and rediscover their self-worth. They move forward with greater self-awareness, choosing healthier relationships built on mutual respect and emotional security. What once felt like an unbearable loss now becomes a gateway to healing and personal growth. For the narcissist, however, the consequences are much darker. Without the empath's support, they must face their own insecurities and emotional void. Some may quickly seek out a new source of validation, jumping into another relationship to regain control. Others may spiral into anger, confusion, or even depression, unable to cope with the loss of their emotional supply. But in the end, the empath thrives while the narcissist remains trapped in their own cycle of dysfunction. So, the moment an empath stands up to a narcissist is a defining moment of strength and transformation. It marks the end of manipulation and the beginning of a new, empowered life. If you've ever experienced this dynamic, know that you are stronger than you think. Your ability to set boundaries and walk away from toxicity is a testament to your inner strength. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might need this message. Until next time, stay strong, stay confident, and take care of yourself.